That's why.
From
Don't you need these defending?
I think Connor and I will go up.
Heads. Like keep it on the ground, Judge.
On Saturday, next week after his leg, Hayden Hollis all I saw was he went down, carried on.
Oh, Doc! Doc! Fucking shocking!
And the power
I did it the other day. Get out of it.
so he's playing in the pace.
I'm going to look casually in case you come off. So we never committed. You got it wrong.
So that's the first one, I imagine. I imagine
Easy kicking it to. Easy kicking it to.
no, I'm good to I could have been up a couple of pints, Max, and they couldn't if we were allowed. Nobody would ever know that.
Yeah, well, you would, but you hear me start saying my words, not like
On team sheet.
I want mine. They can understand this one.
Literally, there was a fan just went, you print smart, I'll give you a 10 for Yeah. Like, mate, I'm like, first of all, I don't know where the printer is. Also, can't do that. Yeah, that's the thing. People say, oh yeah, it's all digital. It's the first time I've had that. I'm like, man, digital now. Yeah, this is the first one. Like, just let me walk up. Like, just pass the team to you. I'm going back.
I've been invited on to the Clubber's Cast podcast. Working out if I can do it. I want me at 8 PM on Thursday. Leave me free. This is the right time. That'd be fun.
Here's some boys. Actually, no, you have to be like. very hard your ball. Thank you. If anyone asks you to bring them on, say no.
I'm not giving you a taste. I don't understand that one.
With all the middle names.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what are the middle names for the other players?
I didn't know about the other ways.
I'm pretty sure.
I think I did. It's not as there. This one I wasn't looking forward to.
Yeah. You take that guy.
Yeah. I want to say that better.
Anyway, see first match.
Yeah.
Put them both there.
Let's go then, start 10 and you come. Heads. What else? Come on, mate. Demi, come on. That side, boy.
Boys yet? Okay, roll in, change pace, nice and quick. Get your feet down. Get your feet down quickly, boys. No one's been over 6 meters per second yet. That's crap so far, so let's get quick. Okay, push off right leg, drive at it, come on, drive at it. Gotta be quick on this round, boys. Gotta be quick on this bit. On the side, drive off, left leg, push through, drive away. Push! Let's start firing those hammies up, boys. Fire them up. Good. Backwards, spin, left shoulder, drive, brake at me. Spin, drive, brake, quick. That's it, take pace in. Get used to that surface. Right shoulder, spin, drive, brake. Let's go, quick, faster, get your feet down fast. Good. 2 and 2, drive at me, nice and quick. Slam the ankles on, let's go, fast. Just come on, Gotta be fast, boys, gotta be fast.
My only option is full back close 0, to be honest, I'm not ready for full back close.
Big headers out to me, boys, slam the ankles on. Nice and long, go on in. Open up, slam up. Good, open up. Last second. Good. Last one, boys, go as far as you like. Hey, as quick as you like, as far as you like. Looking better already. Go quick. Faster. Get fast. Go on. Fast.
Yes, Dan did give it to me, but I was on the way the other way. And then he was like,
we just get level stuff from the two.
John, the nerve
Ah!
No, just
You brought the other one.
if I could just get like a 1 to 10 from both of you.
1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I haven't sorry, but no, sorry. I let it float. This one might have one, but I haven't got none on me at the minute.
So, 10 minutes away from kickoff here at the lab. Got team moves in, like there's a number of changes that have been made. We know a little bit of a secret about the time that what's going to go on. Today, let's get underway to be compliant with the national fixture that I explained earlier on. So, half time, that will be revealed to you all. Again, hoping for a really good game under the lights. Like I said, didn't expect there to be many people here at all to get this evening. We'll be live on YouTube for free. Yeah, it'll be fun. Next time you hear me, it'll be half time. Half time. good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome from the Altair Group Community Stadium at the Lamb for this evening's National League Cup fixture between Tamworth and Everton. On commentary this evening is myself, Stuart Bywater, and alongside me, Max.
Good evening, Stuart. How are you?
I am all good. It's good to have you back alongside me, Max. Last time, I believe, was the previous National League Cup game against the Manchester United youngsters that unfortunately we didn't see through to full time. So hopefully we get a full game of commentary this evening, because I'm so excited to be on commentary that evening, and disappointed for you to be done before half time.
Yes, Stuart, I'm hoping for a good run out tonight from the Defra. It was unfortunate circumstances that game did not finish. However, we're back tonight, we're here.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a number of changes to the Tamworth starting lineup, as we would expect it to be. With it being a cup game that, you know, maybe isn't taken as so seriously as the league. Some of the changes that Tamworth have made. Leon Phillips obviously starts in goal tonight as well, over-dressing. You've got lots of Callum Molly starting in the team. You've got Arthur Sayer coming back in. You've got Ben Mills coming back in for a start as well. Jordan Live Bird as well appearing in the starting lineup, and Ollie Lynch as well. So, you know, plenty of scope to make these changes, and some of the calibre of the players that have just been waiting in the wings, really, Max, to get their chance. You know, just shows how good the squad depth is in the Tamworth squad this season.
Absolutely, Stu. You look at the squad that has been put in tonight, and you don't really see any weakness. And it's nice to see that, although being a cup game and not a league fixture, that the squad is still so strong.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we joke about these competitions sometimes, and you know how they are not taken as so seriously. But you know, let's not forget, last season Tamworth won the Birmingham Senior Cup after, again, you know, maybe not taking it so seriously, and you know, just sort of muddling our way through, using the fringe players, and you know, the players that didn't really get the game time, and you know, we ended up having a final here against Burton Albion, and we won that trophy. And it was, you know, Andy Peates' third full season in charge of Tamworth, and you know, the third piece of silverware brought to the club. So you know, especially these games as well, with the youngsters of some high-profile teams like, you know, Manchester United and Everton, and there's a whole host of other Premier League teams who get to showcase their youngsters. You know, it's really, really good. And you know, like last season as well, Tamworth actually ended up getting Ben Crompton on loan from Sunderland after seeing him in a National League Cup game. A National League Cup game, I was right. And you know, it just gives some of them scope as well to maybe go and play in some men's football as well, if they can shine and get a loan deal.
Yeah, as you say, Stuart, it's a brilliant competition to give those younger players who are particularly struggling for minutes and trying to break into the first teams to play some real men's football, as you say. And I bet it's a delight for some of them to come here tonight and see the Tamworth team and see how strong that is. And it should be good for them to get some proper men's football experience and hopefully help them develop within their careers and push on towards the first team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do expect you know, Everton to come out very strong, you know, play a lot of football, should we say, on the ground, play out from the back, as you tend to see these Premier League teams do. You know, the academies train in the same style. That's how Man United certainly started against us, you know, second game into the season. But yeah, I'm expecting it to be a very similar game where, you know, we sit with a low block for large periods, and you know, take our chances on the counter-attack.
Absolutely, Stuart. I think that it's, as you say, it will be very similar to that Man United game where we expect Everton to be very tidy on the football and look very comfortable within possession. And that'll be good as well for Tamworth. They typically do like to have the ball to face up against an opposition who will dominate with it and see what they can do defensively.
The two teams now making their way out onto the pitch here at the Altair Group Community Stadium at the Lamb, just lining up across the centre line in front of the main stand, in front of the shed, sorry, that we are sat above in the gantry. So not much of a ovation this evening, like we mentioned, not too many people here in attendance, but the two teams now just exchanging pleasantries with the match officials and each other. So Max, how do you feel this is going to go this evening then in terms of a full-time result? Do you think that Tamworth will maybe have too much in the tank for Everton, or do you think Everton will look to come out strong like Man United did early on and really try and get a couple of early goals?
Well, I must admit, Stu, from a personal note, this is one game that I am really eager to watch. I do like to watch these matches where you have one team which are most definitely going to be very confident on the ball, very tidy in possession and comfortable to have it and look after it for a long period of time. Coming up against a team who typically do like to sit in more of a defensive lower block and hit teams on the break, I'd like to see how these games line up. And if I had to look at it from a neutral perspective to begin with, I would suggest there might not be too many goals in this one, but I think it will be an interesting competition between the two. And if I had to make a prediction, I would suggest obviously that I think Tamworth might be able to grab a couple more goals than Everton in this one and potentially hit them on the counter, and that might just be enough to get them over the line.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm thinking very similar here this evening, but obviously through the fullness of certainly the first 45 minutes, where we'll probably get some sort of inclination into how the game is going to go. We are literally moments away from kick-off here as the mascots this evening from Polestar Swifts make their way off of the pitch. Now we're just having the coin toss in the centre of the pitch to see who will get this game underway this evening, with Tamworth captain Ben Mills and the Everton skipper Jack Patterson as well. And it looks like Everton are the ones who are going to get us underway here this evening. So it is National League Cup time under the floodlights here in Staffordshire. Everton ready to get us underway in this opening 45 minutes here from the Altair Group Community Stadium. Just waiting now for the referee, Mr. Richie Watkins, to get this one underway for us. And I must admit, Max, it is, although the temperature is dropping, there is something different about a game under the floodlights.
Absolutely, I think football fans around the world all respect a game under the lights a bit differently, don't they, Stu? We all love a Saturday 3 o'clock, but a game under the lights does hit different.
Absolutely, Everton immediately launching that ball into the night sky. Becrayanero picks it up on the left-hand side. And now it does look like Tamworth are going to make some substitutions in this first minute. And obviously these will be well and truly made ahead of time. And this will be primarily to deal with the guidance and the league accordance with the rules. Because we had to feature 4 players that started the game on Saturday against Sutton, and we've done that now. They played there a few seconds, and now we can actually have a whole squad of different people on the pitch. So we will just run through the lineup for Tamworth in a moment, once they have all been made. So, I believe, was that 3 substitutions, Max, that have been made in the first minute for Tamworth?
Yes, that was 3 substitutions for Tamworth.
So, for Tamworth now, we have Leon Phillips in goal. We have Callum Cockrell-Mollett. Alfie Bates has made way in the centre of the pitch, and he's been replaced by Stefan Moles. We've got Harvey Sayer. Becrayanero has made way. Ben Milnes is on the pitch. Joe Roy, Parker Doncor has made way as well. Joe Riley, Jordan Cullinane by Liebert and Ollie Lynch. And the 2 that have come on, as there was a good save there, just made by the Everton keeper. Just to finish that off quickly, we've got Matt Curley has made his way on. So we've got Stefan Moles and Tom McGlinchey. A little bit awkward to get that one out, Max, because it's not something you're used to, 3 substitutions in the first minute.
No, I must admit, I don't think I've ever seen that one before, Stu. It's not a typical thing you'd expect to see in a National League fixture, but being the National League Cup, we are expecting some different things tonight.
So, on with the proper commentary for tonight's game now. Not what happened when we were really sorting that out. Long ball over the top from Everton. That's going to run all the way through to the edge of the Tamworth box, and Leon Phillips can claim that one comfortably on the edge of his area. Just waiting for his teammates now to make their way up the pitch, as this is expected to go long from the Tamworth keeper. Up over the halfway line it goes towards Ollie Lynch, over the head of Lynch, but he's judged to have fouled his counterpart there, the number 5, Luca Davis, for Everton, and gives Everton a free kick that they take quickly and out from the back. Long ball over the top, again headed away by Matt Curley. He finds Harvey Sayer. Sayer back to Curley. Curley, long one down the line. Moles gives a chase, but he doesn't get there first time round, and Everton again cleared the ball away. And what we have noticed actually, Max, in these opening few minutes is the youngsters from Everton not actually playing the ball on the ground. They are looking for that long ball, which I wasn't really expecting from them.
No, neither, Stu, to be honest. It certainly seems like that long ball could be a threat for them. However, play has just been halted. We have a player on the floor.
Yeah, it is the number 8, Francis Tambadou, for Everton. He is sat back up now to a vertical base, so I think he'll be okay to continue. But it is actually going to be a free kick to Tamworth there, Matt. So I think he came off the worst in that exchange.
Yeah, we see the ball at the feet of Leon Phillips, just inside the Tamworth half. As we were saying there, Stu, we've seen a couple of long ball attempts already from Everton there. Is that something you expect to see in tonight's game?
Nope, not at all. I was expecting it to be very, methodical, slow build-up play, playing the ball out from defence through midfield, trying to find that through ball to the attackers. But instead, the wing-backs have been trying to find that long out ball to completely bypass the midfield, which you don't tend to see against academy sides. We didn't see it against the ones that came here in pre-season. We didn't see it against Manchester United in the first game that was abandoned in the National League Cup. And obviously a different sort of game plan from the Everton youngsters tonight. I do think the Everton player is okay to continue. He's now back to his feet. Doesn't seem to be any players moving on the bench for Everton, so no immediate changes needed. On the thumb up from the physios, he will have to make his way off of the pitch before he's allowed to continue in this game. Once play continues, he'll surely be way back on by the ref. So Leon Phillips then to take this free kick midway in the Tamworth half, up towards the edge of the Everton box, headed into the air by Cullen Lyberg, further flicked on by Cockrell Molly. Everton clear their lines momentarily. Tamworth do pick it back up though with Cullen Lyberg to McGlinchey. It's cleared away by Everton though, and they try and exploit their pace, but Joe Wright happily just kicks that one back to the Tamworth keeper. Takes all the sting out of that potential Everton counter-attack. As again it is headed straight back towards Leon Phillips by Everton, but the Everton number 9 couldn't interfere in that one because he would have been offside. So getting the game back underway quickly again to Matt Curley, to Wally Lynch. Lynch holds the ball up really well, rolls it back to Sayer. Sayer's got space to shoot, and he does low towards George Pickford's goal, who claims that one. And you don't give Harvey Sayer space on the edge of the area there, because I've seen his highlight reel from Lowestoft Town last season. The amount of goals he scored from that position, Max, was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely, Stu. And we've already seen it so many times this season. Harvey Sayer looking to come off that right side, cutting on his left foot and wrap on towards the far post. Unfortunate not to connect there, but the idea was there.
It certainly was, and like I say, you don't give him an inch of space as Everton now look to try and break towards Tamworth, but it's back to Phillips once more as he kicks long, and it goes out, unfortunately still a bit wayward, and it goes out of play on the far side for an Everton throw. 8 minutes on the clock here, and it is Tamworth 0, Everton 0. For anyone joining us late, whether you are watching live on YouTube or listening on Mixer, wherever you are in the world, it's great to have every single one of you with us, hanging on our every word. Everton then get the game back underway, but their chip forward was again a little bit wayward and rolls on through to Leon Phillips. He's going to pick the ball up as soon as he's encroached on, so he can kick from hand. It's a big night for Leon Phillips as well. Max not featured this season so far.
No, it's a great chance for him to get some minutes under his belt against a tough Everton side in this cup. That just shows the more blessings of having this cup and having this sort of fixture where some of the players who are trying to push to get first team football and some more extended minutes. Well, I've had to pause there, Stu. It's a brilliant save from Phillips.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to see what's going to happen here, because is that going to be classed as a back pass?
I think we're going to see an indirect free kick, Stu.
We are. Yeah, the pass back from Joe Rye was way over here, and Leon Phillips had to get something on that, or it would have been going in the back of the net for an own goal. But like we said, it is going to be an indirect free kick for technically a back pass. It is almost directly on the penalty spot, just with the addition of a wall of 10 Tamworth players on the goal line. But yeah, not something you see in this modern day too often, Max, is a free kick given for a back pass.
No, I can't remember the last time I've seen an indirect free kick, especially not on the penalty spot.
No, it's going to be a very strange one here, I must admit.
Be ready! Danny, be ready!
I've got some defending to do.
Hold it! Hold it!
Now, I must be honest, Stu, I think I'd rather be in the gantry at the moment than on that touchline right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's wait and see what Everton can do from this indirect free kick. It looks like it's going to be a pass, which you would expect anyway, since it's an indirect free kick. It is the pass and the shot. Unfortunately, it was hit with so much venom from Everton that it's skied over Leon Phillips' bar. And I think, in fairness, the idea was right. In fairness, is to go for the corners, go for just underneath the crossbar. But I think there was a little too much on that from the Everton lad.
Yeah, early on in this game, we're going to expect to see some sort of mistakes like that. It is a bit of a colder night as well. Some players might be suffering with that. Having travelled a long way from Everton as well, it's early on in this game, but I'm sure he won't let that one haunt him.
No, obviously not. And Everton's first real chance on goal as well. As the game back underway now from the boot of Leon Phillips, and the head tennis ensues in the centre of the pitch. Everton do regain possession in their own half, before rolling it back to their keeper. A little bit of a short back pass again by them, so a couple of fumbles from... the last one wasn't really a fumble from Leon Phillips, but a couple of defensive mistakes from both teams so far, almost letting the opposition in, Max.
Yeah, it was a very interesting pass back towards the centre half there. Unfortunately, it went all the way through to the keeper, and it was a good press by Tamworth, but Everton have managed to play themselves out very tidily.
Yeah, we would expect that though. You know, these youngsters for Everton are training day in, day out. You know, probably doing passing drills and all sorts of things all day long. Obviously, the Tamworth players, majority of them would have been at work all day. They train for a couple of hours a week and that's it. But there's been a couple of, what we say, indecisive passes from Joe Rye so far. Getting his first start for Tamworth since coming on loan from Barnet in pre-season. He's often made a few cameo appearances and came on after Hayden Hollis got injured away to Tamworth's victory at Sutton United at the weekend. But I think it just needs some game time, in fairness, does Joe Rye. He's only 18, so lots of development left to go. Curly now for Tamworth, sent on down the line towards Stephen Mould, and it's cleared away by Patterson for Everton. Coquemonic clears that ball forward away though, into no man's land, and out of play for what will be an Everton throw-in. 12 minutes played here so far, still goalless. No keeper really being fully tested so far though, Max. Obviously there was the free kick for Everton, and there was one straight at George Pickford for Everton, but they were fairly routine for both keepers.
Yeah, absolutely. You almost wish that Harvey Sayer managed to connect a bit more on that one, but as you say, Stuart, didn't trouble the keeper at all, and it was I must be honest, it was a great little flick over from Leon Phillips to stop that ball going in the goal from Joe Wright.
It was. It's not the sort of save you would really expect to have to make in a game, would you? But you had to take one for the team, should we say?
Absolutely, it's nice to know that he's still this sharp early on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when he's not really had a whole deal of game time either over, probably since last season, away to Altrincham, covering for Jazz Singh's suspension on the final day of the season. It's going to be Harvey Sayer now to whip this one in for Tamworth from the far side. No, sorry, it was Ben Milnes actually. It's Harvey Sayer now in control of the ball down this right-hand side. He goes past one, gets towards the byline, cuts inside, finds Rye. His ball towards the edge of the box was the good right idea, but just lacked direction as Everton now look to bound into the Tamworth half, and Tamworth has some defensive duties to do once again. Now looking Tamworth to break on the counter, down the left with Stephen Moles. Moles stops his run, finds McGlinchey on the edge of the box, back to Moles once more. Moles tracks inside the box, low towards the near post, cleared away by Everton. Shot from Tamworth and again cleared away. Tamworth at the minute in the ascendancy and looking to push on as much as possible down the left-hand side again. McGlinchey tries to find Moles, but Moles loses his footing on the edge of the box. Tamworth pick up the ball again though with Milnes. To Curley. Curley wraps one from goal. It's cleared away and a deflected ball away, fired into the back of the net by Stephen Moles. The keeper got something on that one but could only palm it into his own goal. And Everton look furious with themselves, but Tamworth take the lead on 15 minutes. That was a bit of a mouthful to get through that, Max, in fairness, all of that. It was a bit frantic at times. There was a lot of balls cleared away, not fully cleared away by Everton, and finally Tamworth, with the consistent pressure, finally got a shot off towards the near post, and George Pickford couldn't keep it out of his net. Tamworth take the lead.
Yeah, it was a great bit of pressure on Tamworth there, really pushing that Everton back line and tested them. And it was a great initial strike from Matt Curley, moving from the right-hand side, moving up the pitch from his right-back position. But it was a great bit of instinctive play from Moles to get into the box, to get onto that rebound and stick it in the back of the net.
And honestly, this game is going in the pattern that I did not expect at all. I expected Everton to be in control of the early stages of this game for large periods, but to be honest, Tamworth have been, for me, more in control of it than Everton have. Everton have just looked for that long ball and haven't really, connected with it as such. And Tamworth have had a lot more joy in the opposition final third than Everton have in ours.
Absolutely, Stu. I think that's a fair representation of the first 15 minutes of this game. I'd imagine it's a tactical decision, I think, from Everton to look towards that long ball. Potentially they think they can damage Tamworth in behind. But unfortunately, they've not managed to connect too much so far, and Tamworth looked to grow again with the ball. Yeah, that ball from Moles to try and find Ollie Lynch was just behind Lynch. Lynch couldn't take it with him. Everton now looked to break down their right-hand side with Graham into Patterson. Now with Davis. He finds Thomas. Back towards the defence it goes once again. This is more of the style of play I expected from Everton, was just hold on to the ball for as long as possible, try and draw Tamworth out from that low block, but they haven't done that so far. Maybe it's a change of tactic time, but the long ball now forward from Everton. He's headed inside towards Tambadou, but he can't quite take it with him. Does concede, or Tamworth do concede the throw-in though. And Everton will look to get this game back underway from the touchline on the far side. Not the best of throws from Everton. Tamworth bring that ball away before Everton do recycle it back forward once again. And Tamworth again picking the pocket of Everton, so they play a nice ball out wide to Sayer now. He's got Curley in support behind him if he needs it, but Sayer is tricky and really going to find somebody on the edge of the box. Rolls it back towards Cockerell Mollett, who gets one under the crossbar. Good idea from Cockerell Mollett there, wasn't too far away. It was just a little bit too close to the keeper.
There seems to be a lot of turnovers in possession in the midfield, Max, which is why the commentary probably sounds a little bit fragmented and sometimes it's a little bit difficult to keep up with it, because it's like Everton to Tamworth, back to Everton, back to Tamworth, then Tamworth go on the break, and no team seems to be fully in control of that midfield as of yet, although Tamworth have had the better outballs.
Yeah, I think that's a fair representation still. I think both teams are struggling to keep hold of the football in the middle of the park. A lot of the wayward passes, as you say. You'd expect that to tighten up as the game progresses on, but as we're only in the 17th minute at the moment, there's still lots of wayward passes moving around as we see a clearance out there from Tamworth into the Everton half.
There it was. Colin Liebert with that clearance, looking for Ollie Lynch down the left-hand side, was a little bit too far ahead of him. Joe Riley just had a little bit of a knock there, just needed a little breather for a second, but he looked like he's going to be okay to continue. Throwing to Everton, then midway in the Everton half, over on the far side. Going back underway, then Everton looked to push forward, but no foul given there, and Everton have a little bit of a overlap on Tamworth. Rolling the ball out wide now to the 11. Back to the edge of the box, shot towards goal. Leon Phillips gets down well, saves that one. Fantastic clearance away by Jordan Cullen Liebert there, as it looked like it was going to be a simple tapping from Tamworth. Still some defending to do. Everton still in the ascendancy at the minute.
Wow, it was a brilliant initial save there, Stu, from Leon Phillips, and a brilliant clearance from Cullen Liebert to stop the attack.
Yeah, it was. Leon Phillips made that initial save, but Everton then got the chance to potentially play the ball back across the face of goal for the simple tapping, but Jordan Cullen Liebert getting his first minutes of the season for Tamworth, and a fantastic clearance away that was from him. So, free kick on the edge of the Tamworth area. Leon Phillips to take this one. 20 minutes on the clock. It's currently Tamworth 1, Everton 0 here in Staffordshire at the Lamb Ground. Phillips then clears that one away. Bit of head tennis again in the centre of the pitch. Down the line it is hooked by Tamworth. But Everton do pick up the ball in the midfield again, but not really anyone to play the ball to, and the number 10 there, Braden Graham for Everton, he just had nowhere to go, Max, and he's just ran into a wall of red shirts as Tamworth now look again to come down the right hand side with Harvey Sayer, his goal side of his man, just check back inside though, lays it off to Matt Curley. Sayer once more, out wide to Curley again. He's got options. He finds his Ben Milnes, who goes towards the far post. That's headed away off the head of Stephen Moles by Luca Davis for Everton. And actually, I think there was an offside there in the end. And now the play it will be for an offside free kick for Everton.
Yeah, it was a great ball into the box from Ben Milnes on this right-hand side. Mike Curley showing a great bit of composure to send the ball back to his teammate. And it was a brilliant ball into the box looking for Stefan Moles, but it was some great defending from Luca Davis to put that ball away. And now we see Everton playing out from the back.
Yeah, which is, like I said, which is what we expected to see. But I anticipate now the long ball after a few passes, and we'll just see how that goes from the Everton persuasion so far. For me, they've not been great for me so far, the Everton youngsters. They are not what I expected them to be, if I'm being totally honest. I expected them to be a lot more tight, a lot more rounded, certainly a lot more drilled, certainly. They just seem a little bit wayward at the minute with some of their passing.
Of course, and although I don't question their professionalism, you could argue there's a potential factor of a bit of nerves tonight, playing against a good men's team in some good form. You can imagine this could be a tough game for them, and one that some of them might be feeling the effects of. But as we say, it's still on the early stage of this game, in the early part of this first half, and we expect them to tighten up as the game progresses.
Yeah, and again, it's no disrespect to Everton, but I'm not really fully clued up on, PL2 teams and under-21 teams, so for me, this might be, a mixture of fringe players for the under-21s for Everton. We don't know, because we don't see them week in, week out. Sam McGlinchey running down that left-hand wing, trying to get onto that pass. Everton taking the ball into the corner, trying to shoot it out of play. They do that well enough to win themselves a throw-in, but chance for Tamworth to press really high now to pen Everton in as they try and take this throw-in from right down by their own corner flag. They opt to go long down the line. And there's a little foul in there somewhere for a push on the back of one of the Everton players, and it will be a free kick to them. It was very, very minimal contact, but all you need is a slight push in the back when challenging for a ball in the air, and you're going to get the free kick, Max.
Yeah, it's a foul we see very commonly in football at the moment with the two hands on the back. It's something that you think most players could iron out of their game, but unfortunately we still see fouls given for this very regularly.
It's a little bit like kicking the ball away, and players get the yellow card. Now that rule coming into sort of a non-league level a couple of seasons ago, where the second you kick the ball away after the referee's whistle, you get the yellow card, and players still fall foul of that week in, week out.
Of course, Stu, and it's something which I think comes down to frustration most of the time.
It
I
is,
think most players know that it's a part of the game, but I can imagine being a professional wanting to win when the game's not going your way, it can be frustrating, and unfortunately you can allow that to affect your emotions and how you act.
Everton now, and a little bit of joy on the edge of the Tamworth box at the minute, trying to play their way through, but again that final pass just not getting through that Tamworth back line. Tamworth sitting with that tremendous low block as usual. Long ball up to Lynch. And Tamworth players seem to feel that should have gone the way of Tamworth, but for me that came off the chest of Lynch first. But Tamworth not letting it get the better of them, and getting back in shape very, very quickly, and keeping Everton penned back in their own half. As they now look to play over the halfway line, trying to get a bit of joy down this left-hand side. Good ball this time from them. Good play by Everton. A fantastic challenge there by Joe Rye. Joe Rye, I think it is.
It was true.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a brilliant block from Joe Wright. It looked like it could have been a real clear-cut chance on goal there, and he almost came out of nowhere, Stu.
Yeah, he did. The play there from Everton was some of the best they've had so far, I must admit. And I think the Everton man there, I think it was the number 8, Tambadu. He got goal side, he cut on his inside, he looked to unleash that shot off towards goal. That would have almost certainly been a goal for Everton, and if he'd put it in the corner. Fantastic play by Joe Rye for Tamworth. Headed towards goal by Everton from the corner. Overhead kick with the audacious effort. Way too much on that one. But Everton maybe growing into this game a little bit more, Max. They got that corner, they got the set piece. First contact was a header from them as well towards goal. Tamworth did defend it well, but again, you need to tighten up on them set pieces, don't you, when you get sort of from corners and free kicks and throw-ins. As the defensive team, you need to be making first contact. You need to make it so much easier for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there was a glimpse of the damage that Everton can do, and I think both teams are starting to warm into this game. And it's looking like it's going to be a good fixture, Stu. I don't want to give the commentators curse too early, but both teams are looking positive in front of goal, creating chances, and hopefully we'll have a few more to talk about.
Yeah, let's hope so, as this game does flow on. 26 minutes played. It's still Tamworth 1, Everton 0. Mollet now picks it up for Tamworth before sending it down the line towards Moles. Moles gets a touch on it, manages to find McGlinchey. McGlinchey now finds Lynch as Lynch charges towards goal. Gets the ball out towards Stefan Moles again, and I think that was just hit towards him a little bit too heavy. It's now Cochrane Mollet. Can't quite keep the ball in play after the pass from McGlinchey, but what a fantastic play there by Ollie Lynch. It was just that final pass back in towards the area, which is that little bit too heavy, but I think he had a lot of momentum in him, and I think it would have been really difficult to take some of the pace out of that pass. Tamworth still in the ascendancy though, the ball coming across the field now to Curley. Curley's found some space, he shoots from range. That one's onto the roof of the stand at the Meadow Street end, and I think the advertising hoarding was more in danger of getting damaged there from that shot from Matt Curley than the back of the net.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Stu. That's one we won't talk about.
No, but it did open up for Matt Curley, and why not go for a shot? If you've got the time and the space, you may as well have a crack, should we say?
Well, we saw him strike a perfectly clean one not even 5 minutes ago from a very similar position there, but unfortunately he's not quite caught that one the same.
Like I said, Everton do seem to be getting into this game a little bit more the more that time flows on. They seem to be sorting out their routes through that Tamworth midfield and back line. Another long ball out from the back once more. Does find Samuel Smith. He gets the cross in. Leon Phillips comes out and claims that one nice and comfortably though. Tamworth dispossessed though as they try and bring the ball out once more. Good play there by Tamworth though to right there wrong. Ball over the top now for Ollie Lynch to chase. He's going to look like he's going to lay it off for Harvey Sayer, but he doesn't. He couldn't quite get there inside. They're coming together there and Everton bring the ball away. I felt there was a free kick in there somewhere. I don't know which way it would have gone, but I certainly felt like there was a coming together between Lynch and the Everton defender, but nothing given from the assistant right in front of them all, the referee.
I think you're right there, Stu. I think there was an initial foul on Thomas there from Lynch, and then Thomas returned the favour, putting Lynch to the ground, but the liner was right in front of it and saw nothing.
That's what I mean. There was certainly a free kick in there from, you know, one direction, but for none to be given bemused me a little bit. Tamworth do have a free kick now, though, in the Tamworth half over there on the far side. Played forward by Cockrell Mollett towards Lynch. Good free kick, actually. And Everton concede the corner. It was an initial poor touch from the Everton man first time round, and it allowed Ollie Lynch to battle for the ball, and Lynch put the pressure on, and all the Everton lad could do was put it out for the Tamworth corner. Now, I think it is going to be the Tamworth skipper Ben Milnes to whip this one in from that corner quadrant over on the far side. On 30 minutes here. Two arms aloft from Milnes. Whips this one in high towards the far post. Headed back towards goal by Lynch. Low rasping drive again by Harvey Sayer, just wide of Pickford's post. And out of play for a goal kick to the Toffees. Incidentally, the last time Tamworth played Everton was a number of years ago at the now, well, it's not unused, is it, Goodison Park anymore? Is it used by the women's team now?
Yes, I believe full ownership has been given to the women's team for their home ground this season.
Yeah, so, yeah, but Tamworth last play in there, 2011, I believe it was, in the FA Cup third round, many, many years ago. It was a very memorable day for many Tamworth fans. Since then, I think that one's been eclipsed slightly by the performance here from the last year's FA Cup game when Tottenham were the ones in town. But for many years, that will live as a memory in Tamworth fans' minds. As Everton now again try and play the ball out from the back as we just surpass the half-hour mark here at the Altair Group Community Stadium. Tamworth still 1-0 to the good if you are listening in on Mixler. But again, thank you to everyone for joining us this evening, whether it is listening on Mixler or watching live on YouTube, courtesy of the National League, as they will stream all National League Cup group stage games free live on YouTube, so everybody can watch and enjoy the game if they can't get to it. Everton now, though, on the edge of the Tamworth area, jinking and jiving away. Low rasping shot towards goal from the number 9. Ibere, he did really well to make himself some space, jinking and jiving past the Tamworth defenders, but the final shot is what let him down there, Max.
Yeah, it almost looked like he run out of steam, Stu.
It did.
He put all the hard work in to get into a great position, but as you say, unfortunately the shot was not there, and that will see Tamworth with the goal kick from Phillips.
So Leon Phillips will place the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box, ready to get this game back underway for the Lambs. Over the half-fire, and then it goes with Phillips. First contact is from Ollie Lynch. Second and third and fourth all in the air, all headers. Both teams playing head tennis, but Ben Milnes bringing that one away. And he is fouled on the edge of the Everton final third after doing really well there to evade a couple of challenges, but the final one he couldn't skip past.
Yeah, it was a great bit of dribbling there from Ben Mills, and he did well to win the 50-50 as well and progress right across the pitch there. And he's won a free kick.
So Tamworth with a chance to send this free kick into the area. It could be Sayer, it could be Mills. I imagine there's going to be a dummy in there somewhere. It is going to be Sayer. Sayer whips it towards the far post, headed towards goal by Everton and onto their own crossbar. Gives Tamworth a corner at the cross street corner of the ground, and it is going to be Harvey Sayer to trot over to take this one. It was a good free kick, in fairness, by Sayer. Not the best of headers away by Everton, putting the keeper under all known sorts of pressure. I'm not sure he had to tip it onto his own bar or if it just got there onto the brief of the net all on its own accord. But Tamworth now with a corner and another chance to inflict some pressure on this Everton defence. So Harvey Sayer, hands on hips by the corner quadrant. Referee signals that this can come over. One arm aloft from Sayer. Low towards the near post, and poor corner actually in the end from Harvey Sayer. And I think there was an infringement in there somewhere actually, Max, as well, because the referee blew his whistle for what will be a free kick to Everton.
Yeah, it was an almost instantaneous whistle there from the referee. He's obviously seen something that we haven't. We were focused on the ball on the corner flag. But the referee's seen something he doesn't like in the box, and that's a free kick that goes Everton's way as they try to play out from the back here.
So what can Everton do this time with this attack forward? Again, poor ball forward from them, cut out by Tamworth straight away as Tamworth look to come through the Everton midfield. But again, the Tamworth ball forward, not the best. A judge to have gone out of play for a Tamworth throw, but Everton keeping the ball in play just as they now look to try and break forward once again through this Tamworth defence. Good ball out wide now for Straw to attack. Gets the cross in, headed away by Cullen Lyberg, who cycled back towards goal by the Everton number 7 there. But again, his shot was wayward, it was snatched out, it was well wide. And I think the one thing for me that has let Everton down this season has been the finishing, in fairness.
Absolutely, Stu. They've actually had quite a few chances in this game. Certainly some half chances on goal, but the final strike's just not been there.
No, it hasn't, has it? It's been a bit poor from my persuasion, certainly. Just watching the Everton youngsters, there's a lot of shots that have been snatched at. They've been either overhit or something like that, but it's now Tamworth again trying to skip away. Ollie Lynch is fouled there by a combination of Thomas and Patterson for Everton. Gives Tamworth another free kick right of goal. So it's Sayer, Milnes and Sayer stand over this one. I imagine we're going to see similar to what we saw last time with the dummy from Milnes and then whipped in by Sayer. We do. It's going to be Sayer to send this one in low towards the penalty spot. Repelled initially by Everton. Return ball is picked up by Sayer. He finds Curley. Out wide now towards Riley, but it's out of play for a throw-in down below. Again, long ball down the line now from Curley. It's going to be another chance for Tamworth now to get another long throw-in. Once again, Tamworth with a little bit of pressure building at the minute, Max.
Yeah, certainly having grown into this game, Tamworth, and they look definitely lethal from set pieces, although the final ball has not really been there for both teams tonight. We're hoping to see a bit more quality as the game progresses, but as you say, Tamworth very well known for their long throw. Although Tom Tonks is not on the pitch, Matt Curley lines up to take this one, looks straight for the box.
Yeah, Matt Curley has got a long throw on him as well, as it comes in low and hard towards the edge of that 6-yard box. Everton do repel the ball initially. Tamworth still in control of it though with Curley. Into Moles. Moles tries to skip past 2. He's fouled. Gives Tamworth chance once again to take another free kick that's a little bit more central than the last one. It's still slightly right of goal. But again, it is a chance for Ben Milnes and Harvey Sayer to combine. I imagine it will probably be Sayer to whip this one in once again with the in-swinging foot towards goal. But we will wait and see in the coming seconds how this one is going to unfold. Two arms aloft from Milnes. Milnes this time actually strikes it out, swinging towards the back post, headed away by Everton. And is that going to roll out of play for a Tamworth corner? Yes, it is. Tamworth with a little bit of pressure building as we approach to half-time. 38 minutes on the clock. Tamworth still leading this one 1-0. It is now going to be Ben Milnes from that corner quadrant once again to whip this one in for Tamworth. Two arms aloft from Milnes. This one again, high arc towards the back post, headed back by Cockerell Mollett. It's punched away by the keeper from under his crossbar. Everton do repel that one once again. And for the second time again, the ball into the night sky. They don't manage to bring it down too convincingly though. And I think finally Everton are now going to be able to try and play this ball away. And actually, Tamworth win themselves another throw with consistent pressure building in the Everton half. Harvey Sayer has ball in hand, but I think he's going to leave it. Well, no, it is going to be Sayer that takes the throw back towards Matt Curley. Curley sends it all the way back now to Leon Phillips. Phillips kicks long up over the halfway line, headed away by Everton. A little bit of head tennis again between the two before Everton send one massively down into the Tamworth half. And Leon Phillips is going to claim that one fairly comfortably, Max, on the edge of his area. And what a little bit of pressure that was from Tamworth with the constant throw-ins and corners and all the set pieces that they tried to unleash on the Everton goal.
Absolutely, Stu. Tamworth are doing everything right in this game. They're having lots of the ball. They're playing really well with it and moving into the final third really well, progressing forward with it when they've got it. But unfortunately, that final ball's just not been there in terms of shots on goal and in terms of balls into the box. There's been plenty of set pieces in this game and chances for Tamworth, but they've not been able to make that final pass.
No, it is, but it's a similar story to Everton, really, isn't it? In fairness, both teams are seemingly doing the same thing, if we're being honest. But yeah, there's a few minutes left to go of this first half. There's going to be a big second half to come as well for both teams. I imagine there'll be plenty of instruction offloaded. But let's not forget, Tamworth made them 3 substitutions very early in this game. So as the game flows on, they'll only be able to make 2 more substitutions, which probably make 5 in the National League and the National League Cup now. But yeah, it sort of limits the options towards the end of the game if some of the Tamworth players begin to maybe get a little bit tired.
Yeah, absolutely, Stu. It's a tactical thing you really have to consider when playing in these games. Obviously, the 3 early changes have been made, which, as you say, does leave only 2 substitutions left for Tamworth. And in a game midweek where a lot of these players are played on the weekend as well, you have to think about things like cramp and injuries that might occur towards the latter portion of this game.
Looks to be a really good ball there through from Ben Milnes to Ollie Lynch, who was offside. I was directly in line with that one, and the assistant Bologna got that one exactly right. It was very close indeed, but it was a really good crunching challenge from Cullinane Liebert, and you probably heard that one over the microphones, but it was a good clean challenge from him. Looked to set Tamworth on the front foot, but unfortunately Everton sitting with that good line defensively and just caught Ollie Lynch offside.
Yeah, it was a great bit of movement and a great run by Ollie Lynch, but as you say, just didn't quite manage to be able to hold his line early enough, and unfortunately was caught offside.
It was minimal. There wasn't much in it, I must admit, as Everton now look to jink and jive on the edge of the Tamworth box once again, trying to get their way through. Being defensively sound, Tamworth at the minute are debating whatever Everton can throw at them. A long shot from range, and although Leon Phillips did just slightly spill that one first, he did take all the sting out of it, and it looked to be a good strike actually from range. It did swirl in the air a little bit, but again it was fairly central and again fairly comfortable for Leon Phillips to claim, albeit at the second attempt, Max.
Yeah, Phillips did well there, and we saw a brilliant kick from him there right the way down the pitch towards the Everton goal, looking for Ollie Lynch, but unfortunately that one overran him, and it was a comfortable header back towards the keeper as Everton looks to play out from the back now.
Yeah, Everton just trying to be a bit more methodical, trying to have a bit more of the ball, just trying to get back into this game really, and what has been largely Tamworth in control of this one in this first half so far. But again, you would probably expect the fitness levels to be of a better standard for the Everton youngsters. That's not disrespecting the Tamworth players whatsoever, but you know, technically we are non-league, we are still part-time, fighting in the National League against a bunch of full-time teams, doing really well at the minute, currently 10th in the National League, with what has actually turned out to be a fantastic start to the season so far. But with these youngsters, you know, being full-time, being their day job, essentially doing this day in, day out, you would expect them to have the better fitness levels.
Of course, Stu, and you know, they've got the youth on their side as well, and it comes down to the simple fact of full-time versus part-time. As you mentioned earlier on in the game, a lot of his Tamworth players have worked at 9 to 5 today, and they've made their way here tonight to play. Whereas his Everton boys, I'd imagine, have made the journey up nice and early, and they've had a full day's worth of prep for this match.
Yeah, and you know, they've probably stopped off somewhere on the way as well, and you know, done all that as you would expect from the Premier League outfit. Referee just having words with a couple of the Everton players down there below us. I don't see too much really for him to speak about, unless it's you know, been a bit of dissent maybe, bit of frustration.
Something there he's unhappy with, and he has had a chat, as you say, to two of their players. But the game will move on.
Certainly, well, I think actually the conversation was probably directed towards the number 7, Akaraki, as you know, the other player in attendance was Jack Patterson, who is the skipper this evening. So usually, if there's a problem on the pitch, the referee will bring the captain along as well, and you know, just to lay down the law basically. But Tamworth have won themselves a corner once again. Let's see what Tamworth can do this time. It looks like it's actually going to be Harvey Sayer this time, over from the corner quadrant to take this one. As we are on 45 minutes now, so we are into added on time at the end of this first half. A little bit of a change of tactic this time from Tamworth, though. This corner is going to be out swinging from Harvey Sayer on the far side. In it comes towards the penalty area, headed down by Cullinane Liber, but cleared away by Everton, only as far as Curley, who heads back forward, but not with much conviction there, as a little bit of head tennis between the two teams again comes off. Played forward by McGlinchey, not the best of balls, and Everton look to bring it away again. Down the left hand side, Everton now look to go. Infield it comes to Graham. 3 minutes of added on time at the end of this first half that we are now into. Now Patterson to Thomas. Everton just playing a bit of keep ball on the edge of the Tamworth final third, trying to find themselves a route into the Tamworth box. Chipped towards the far post, but into the hands of Leon Phillips, and that was a comfortable take for Leon. And a quick release as well upfield towards Lynch, who does keep it in play. Finds McGlinchey, good takedown by Ollie Lynch. That
is a brilliant touch by Ollie Lynch there, to pluck it out of the sky and set it back to McGlinchey.
Did look like McGlinchey was caught though in that coming together, and Everton do bring the ball away. No free kick. A couple of jinks and jives from the Everton number 8 once again. Good defensive play by Tamworth. Everton with the ball out wide, a low shot, or crossing I should say, from the far side, but that deflects off the back of the Tamworth man, and Lynch now looks again to bring it away down the left hand side. He's very isolated though, he's got a lot of work to do on his own, Ollie Lynch here, but he's done really well so far to get away from 3 Everton players. Finds Sayer out on the right hand side. Sayer's first looked a little bit too heavy. Sayer looks to skip inside, appeals for a free kick, and I think Harvey Sayer has just talked himself into the book now for what only can be construed as having a little bit of mouth, should we say, towards the referee.
Yeah, it's a shame really. That was a sensational run down the left hand side from Ollie Lynch to cut inside and play it across to Harvey Sayer. I think it's fair to say Sayer was looking for the contact as he cut in on that left foot, and I think unfortunately there he spoke himself into the book.
He certainly did. You know, the referee was just going to let play continue at first, and there was clearly something said. And yeah, referee bringing it back for a free kick. But the touch from Ollie Lynch, and also to get away from 2 Everton players and find Sayer in space, was fantastic. But Everton now on the far side, one of the balls over the top, and a fantastic save from Leon Phillips. Braden Graham tried to just lift it over Phillips, but Phillips gets something on that one. Bats the ball over his bar, does concede the corner, But that is the first time in this opening 45 minutes where Everton have played that long ball over the top, actually found a man in behind to get a shot off towards goal. And I think he went for the audacious effort there of lifting it over Phillips instead of placing it either side of him. Everton do get the corner though, and again, that was poor from Everton, and that's going to go all the way through for a goal kick to Tamworth.
Yeah, well, it was a great ball from inside the Everton half all the way through there to Braden in the middle of the box, and it was a great strike from himself as well, looking to dink the keeper, but it was a brilliant reaction save there, wasn't it, Stu, from Leon Phillips, tip it over his bar and push it out for the corner.
It was. I think the fact is that Braden Graham there, like I said, did go for the audacious effort. He tried to lift it over the keeper, but I think he had the time there to be able to place it either side of Leon Phillips. It probably would have been the better idea. I don't think, well, we saw there wasn't enough space for him to get the ball up, over and back down behind Phillips to get it into the goal. And there is the half-time whistle where the half-time score here is Tamworth 1, Everton 0, and what has been actually a very enjoyable first half of football so far, Max, and Tamworth actually largely in control of this one. And really, I'll be honest, I did expect more from the youngsters of Everton this evening. The finishing from them's not been the best. It's been a little bit wayward, a little bit lacklustre. Yes, they've probably grown into the game a little bit more as the half has flowed on and created a few more chances, but yeah, I did expect more from them.
Yeah, I think both teams looked incredibly shaky towards the start of the game there, and as you say, both have grown into this game massively. Lots of wayward passes towards the first portion of that first half, but I think both teams tightened up towards the end, and lots of chances on goal and even more half chances as well for both teams. That last one notably there from Braden right in the middle of the box, looking to dink it over Phillips, is really unlucky, looking for that equaliser. But at the moment, Tamworth still probably comfortably in the lead. I think they've had the better chances so far in this half, and it was a great bit of instinctive play from Miles to put the ball in the back of the net to get that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we're going to go off for our half-time break, so please do join us back in around 10 minutes time for full second half action here from the Lamb. Mostly so far, grow into it, they look very nervy, very shaky. A little bit more joy from the goal, but for me again, their finishing has not been the best, considering probably what I've left at that so far. Leon Everton's made a couple of really good saves, and to technically beat Tamworth in this one. Yeah, obviously it's an enjoyable game so far, certainly for me to commentate on. Lots of chances in the second half, both teams were trying to settle down even more, and see a lot of them lost football on display. So, yeah, I think continue to play in the same level at that so far. Everton are playing the best they can. Unless Everton do anything too special in the second half, I think Everton will probably go on and see us through. Points in the League Cup group stage in the next group this evening. Going back to a little bit of information about the game, three substitutions in the first minute. So they comply with the National League Cup stipulation that you have to start 4 players that started the previous game in the league. So Tamworth started there, took them on straight away, brought the substitutions on. Fully fresh players, play all the players that we wanted to play this evening, rotate them, give them minutes. Really, that is something that a little bit of a grey area, but it does work within the rules, and teams do exploit it, so why not? Yeah, anyway, we'll have a half-time break. We'll be back for the second half very soon. that was turned is that. If I know that now. No, I know. Yeah, we will be faced with that. Like, we're probably down to stand back. Welcome back, everybody, from the Alto Group Stadium at the Lamb here in Staffordshire for full second half commentary of this National League Cup fixture between Tamworth and the Everton PL2 team. Very good first half from Tamworth, 1-0 in the lead here. In a game where I probably expected a little bit more from Everton, if I'm being totally honest, but they have grew into the game and looked very nervous early on. But the more that the game flowed, the more confident they seemed to look. But again, what I thought let Everton down was again the final ball in the final third was that shot on target that was either wayward or lacked conviction and was fairly easy for Tamworth to deal with. Whether they are going to change things up or not, Max, in this second half is led to be seen. But I think if Tamworth can, pretty much just continue in the same vein, I think it'll be a fairly comfortable second 45 for Tamworth.
I would have to agree, Stu. We saw pockets and glimpses there of the Everton quality that they've obviously got. But as I say, both teams were a bit sleepy towards the beginning of that first half, and both did wake up, and there was a lot of chances flying around towards the latter portion of that first 45 minutes. Everton definitely grew into the game, and you could see their confidence to have the ball and move it around. We're expected to see probably a different half from them. Now they've got a bit of confidence behind themselves, and they've got to add a bit of the ball. But the same goes to Tamworth. Tamworth also grew into that game after getting that goal. They've certainly put a lot of pressure on the Everton back line, and we're expecting them to be going for that second, double the lead, and hopefully take 3 points forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big 45 coming up for both teams, really. Obviously, Everton will want to get something out of this one. Their coaches, will obviously everybody wants to win a game of football, don't they? It doesn't matter how significant it is. If there's something to play for, you know, coaches, teams, they all want to win. So, you know, Everton won't want to go home licking their wounds, certainly, this evening. So it is going to be all about how this second half gets underway. It is going to be Tamworth, though, to get this second half underway here in Staffordshire. Currently leading this one at the half-time break, 1-0 against Everton PL2. Big 45 coming up for both teams. Tamworth to regain, or should I say, keep their lead, and Everton to try and get something back out of this game. We are underway for the second 45 then. Out wide it goes to Matt Curley. Straight away his ball forward. Lacked conviction though and does give possession away to Everton straight away. Everton not really getting the ball out from their back though at the minute. Ball out wide though, and again didn't look the best. They just managed to keep it in play. I've got a feeling the messages from the Everton coaching staff may have been just trying to keep the ball a little bit more, Max, in fairness.
Yeah, they certainly look comfortable in the ball, and I think they could be dangerous when they've got possession of it. They've looked a lot in the first half to move forward with the long ball, looking for the number 9, but they look very happy to have it and move it around the pitch. I definitely think they could find some success moving the Tamworth players around the pitch, potentially tiring them out towards the latter portion of this game, and hopefully get some more chances on goal and have some better finishing.
Yeah, like we mentioned, you know, in the first half, Tamworth only got 2 allotted substitutions left they can make, since they made 3 straight away. But Tamworth now looking to break down the left-hand side of Ollie Lynch. Good challenge there, though, by the Everton man. Out of play it will go for a Tamworth throw, though. It was a good breakaway there by Lynch down that left-hand side. It's going to be Matt Curley, though, to take this throw in for the Lambs, in a very dangerous position once again for him. So what can Matt Curley do from the touchline for this throw? He just waits for traffic to be diverted in the box towards the near post. It comes flicked across by Tamworth at the near post, but cleared away by Everton. Picked up by Tamworth on the halfway line, and a little bit of a coming together there between Ben Milnes and the Everton man. And to me, the referee is going to brandish a yellow card here, but to me that was completely accidental, and there was nothing really intended there at all from Ben Milnes, but I think he's going to get awarded a yellow card, and he is. For me, Max, he couldn't get out of the way.
I'm not too sure there, Stu. I think I must have to disagree with you. I feel like that was a bit of an intentional block there for the Everton counter-attack. It looked like almost like he guided his body into the path of the Everton forward. And I think he's come out worse for wear on that one, Stu. He looks a bit shaken up after that challenge. It was a heavy bit of impact.
Yeah, maybe I'm seeing it a little bit differently to you, but everyone's allowed an opinion, aren't they, Max, obviously?
Well, it's always fun when we disagree.
It is. It's not very often, though, in fairness, I'll be honest. But anyway, Everton take the free kick. Not really doing too much with it, though, in fairness. So far, just holding on to the ball on the halfway line before unleashing one down the right-hand side. Kept in play by Everton and headed back to a teammate, but Tamworth repelling it initially back towards the halfway line. But Everton still in control of this one as Tamworth begin to push up from the back, trying to make it difficult for Everton to get that ball out. Touch there from Colin Liver to find McGlinchey. McGlinchey cuts away from his man really well, and he is caught there by Tambadou for Everton. Tom McGlinchey there, who chained him a clean pair of heels and was away. Free kick to the Lambs and Callum Cockrell-Mollett. But he's going to leave it for Matt Curley to take just inside the Everton half. A couple of yards in from the touchline as well. As Matt Curley just gets his run up, 2 arms out by his side. He now whips this one into the far side of the box, headed up into the air by Colin Liebert. Brought down by Tamworth once again, but the ball down the line not the best. But Tamworth still in possession though, as Everton couldn't fully clear it away. But that final ball forward from, I think it was Joe Rye, was a little bit overhit and out of play for an Everton goal kick. But good pressure from Tamworth again though, Max.
Yeah, and you know what, it was a good ball forward there from Joe Roy, looking for Stefan Moles in behind, but I think, as you say, it was just a bit overhit, a bit wayward.
Everton then just on the halfway, trying to make their way through the Tamworth defence once more. I must admit, they look a little bit more astute with their passing so far, but again, you can't count Tamworth out. They're still sitting defensively sound, not really letting Everton into the Tamworth box as of yet. Everton just seem to be trying to be that little bit more dominant, should I say, with their passing. They just seem to be trying to be a bit more confident, where, like I said, in the first half, it looked a little bit shaky. They're just like they're trying to, get their way back into the game, basically. But so far, it's not happening for them.
No, they certainly look happier on the ball in the second half, and you can tell they're trying to link up really well. But Tamworth make their way down the right-hand side here with Harvey Sayer.
Sayer's cross into the penalty area was good, not fully cleared away by Everton, and Ollie Lynch managed to somehow, with his back to goal, get one off to the near post, and only just wide of Pickford's post.
Yeah, it was a great ball into the box there from Harvey Sayer, but the header away from Everton was poor. Lynch found himself in the box pinned, managed to get a great snapshot away, but only managed to strike the post.
Yeah, it was close, wasn't it? And to be fair, if we're being totally honest, Ollie Lynch had no right really there to be allowed the space and the time to turn that close to goal with his back to goal and get the shot off.
No, not at all. It was particularly poor defending there, but he's done well to use his body to get the shot off anyway.
He has, and Everton again looking to play the ball out from the back. Very casual style from them at the minute, but Tamworth again not being drawn into it, sitting with that defensive low block. I think Tamworth have been very, very well drilled in that defensive low block over the seasons, and whoever comes in just seems to sit in very naturally with that one. Good bit of play there in the midfield there between Lynch and Moles. Out wide now to Sayer. Tamworth have a little bit of an overload currently as Lynch now gets the ball in low towards the penalty spot, but Everton do clear that one away. The best of clearance for them so far. And Tamworth do put the ball inside the Everton half now. Cockrell-Mollet tries to spread one out wide looking for Sayer. Didn't quite make its way to him. But again, the second that there's a loose ball away from an Everton man, Tamworth are just pouncing on it, hunting in packs and regaining possession straight away, Matt. It's so pleasing to see. The second that Tamworth have lost the ball, and if Everton just play that stray pass, they're struggling. And a ball into the box now from Sayer again, cleared away by Everton. You just watch now, Tamworth will hunt away straight away. Everton have cleared that ball away, and Tamworth will just be on it. And if there's a loose ball, they will just attack it with absolute venom and tenacity. And they just don't stop, do they, chasing that ball?
Absolutely, Stu. It's really pleasing to see from a Tamworth defensive point of view. They're so hungry to win that ball back in that block. As you said, they're hunting in packs, they're working together, and I think we've seen some moments of brilliance here from the Everton players, but not working together very well as a team. Whereas Tamworth, they're working together as a unit to win that ball back and to try and dominate possession.
Yeah, and I think what is really pleasing for me to see is the fact that, largely the players on the pitch at the minute are largely the players that have been sat on the bench. The ones that haven't had game time this season so far are potentially the players that have come back from injury. And they are just as good as everybody that has been winning games in the National League so far. And, generally in a team, you have your starting 11, and then you have your bench, and then you have a few fringe players, and that tends to stay the whole time. But this is showing me now that literally anybody in the Tamworth squad, I think it's 23 players, can get into that starting 11 and, stake a claim and go out there and do a job.
Yeah, I think you're correct there, Stu. I think if you look at this from a context outside the National League Cup and look towards the National League and the depth that Tamworth have, it's pleasing to see the quality all over the pitch. You would expect to see that drop off tonight, seeing some of these players that aren't typically in the starting 11 for Andy Peaks' National League sides. But I think we've seen tonight a lot of quality from all the players on the pitch, and it is really positive to see there is no drop off in quality at all, and the depth there really is commendable for the team that Andy Peaks has built. And I think that justifies why Tamworth are where they are in the league at the minute, sitting in 10th position, having some really good results away from home and at home. And I had to pause there because Ollie Lynch has managed to catch the keeper off guard there, Stu.
Yeah, it looked like Pickford was going to play the ball away straight away, but looked to differ on the ball a little bit, and Yeah, Ollie Lynch was straight on that one, and I think the keeper actually played the ball off of Ollie Lynch in the end, and it just took a deflection off Lynch, and fortunately for the Everton keeper, it went wide. Yeah, it just shows a little bit of the indecisiveness once again from the Everton back line of how they're maybe not as confident as we probably thought they were beginning to get.
I think we have seen the true quality of the Everton players in this team. I think this is probably a particularly poor performance from the side. I think we've seen pockets of brilliance, and we've definitely seen the experience that some of them have already got. Very tidy on the ball, very comfortable to move it around and keep it. But it's just been mistakes that let them down, Stu.
It has, yeah. And like I said, as we mentioned in the first half as well, some of their finishing, should we say, in the Tamworth box in the final third, it's just been wavered, hasn't it? A lot of it's been hacked out. There's not been too much real conviction to trouble Leon Phillips too much, and I think actually Leon Phillips hasn't really had anything to do in this second half so far, and again it's been the Everton keeper that has been the busier out of the two, and in what we thought would be a half where Everton would maybe look to come out a bit stronger, try and monopolise this second half. But there's going to be a change for Tamworth down below, and it's going to be Reuben Wyatt bringing his way onto the pitch, and I'm just wondering if that's going to be for... It's not. I was going to say, is it going to be for Ben Milnes at first? But it's not. It's going to actually be for Joe Riley. Bit of an early change. I'm not sure if he's maybe picked up a knock in the first half and he's seen how it is and signalled that he needs to make the change, because 55 minutes is a bit of an odd one for a change from Andy Peaks. It's usually 60, 70 minutes, and yeah, bit of a confusing one for me, that, Max.
Yeah, I think there's a number of reasons why there could have been made a change there. As you mentioned, he could have had a knock in the first half, and he's seen how it works out. You also can't ignore the fact that Tamworth are winning this game and look pretty comfortable. Potentially Andy Pix is trying to get White some minutes in the team. Maybe he's looking to move Riley into the squad for next week, so he's trying to rest his legs as well. There's a number of reasons why that change could have been made. Don't think we need to overlook it too much. He doesn't seem to be limping around the pitch or hasn't been in any big challenges, but he has made his way off, and White is on.
He absolutely is, and he's getting into it straight away. Good ball to Lynch. Tries to get the return ball. Not the most strongest balls back from Ollie Lynch, but it is out of play for a Tamworth throw through the foot of an Everton man. It's going to be a Tamworth throw, and Matt Curley to take this one. 57 minutes played. It's still Tamworth 1. Everton PL2 0. The Everton Academy side. So what direction can Matt Curley put on this one as he looks to send it towards the Tamworth box? Flicked into the air by Cullen Liebert. He couldn't really direct it towards goal, and it goes well wide of Pickford's goal. And just for anyone listening in, it is George Pickford who is in goal for Everton. I don't know if there's any relation there, Max.
I must admit, Stu, when I saw the team sheet for a moment, I was thinking we were going to see Jordan Pickford in goal here for Everton's PL2 side tonight, which did fill me with fear and joy.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see, actually, in fairness. Long ball for Tamworth, and Ollie Lynch to chase towards the byline. Doesn't quite keep it in, and in turn gets the final touch on that one to prod it out of play for a goal kick to Everton. And I think Everton are just calling back some of their players down the touchline to make some changes potentially in the coming minutes in this second half. Goal kick then from the Everton keeper. Headed into the air by Joe Rye. Second headed away by Rye once again. Everton do pick up the ball though, just inside their half, as they look to play the ball about the back line once more, trying to move Tamworth from one side of the pitch to the other. Again, look, you can see there, look, Max, number 9 picked up the ball for Everton. Everton did really well there to actually bring the ball away though, and it's now out wide to Ebere as well as it goes across goal, and not the best of finishes again from him. I think it's taking a deflection on its way through, and I was about to say, on the halfway line, you can see there was 3 Tamworth players stood around the number 9 for Everton, like we said earlier, hunting in packs. But he did really well to get away from them there, didn't he, and to create himself some space.
Yeah, we can see here up in the gantry, he's obviously a bigger player, and he's a target man, number 9, you'd suspect, and he really used his physicality well there to beat the 3 Tamworth players. And looking with the shot there, I'm unsure whether he was a bit indecisive in terms of whether to put the ball into the box or go for goal, but he's got a corner nonetheless.
Yeah, corner cleared away from Tamworth though. Fairly comfortably cleared away as well. Fantastic ball across the field now to pick up Tom McGlinch, who was in space down this left-hand side. You really want to cut inside one man, roll it back to Cochrane, back to McGlinch once more, into Milnes. Across the field it goes to Sayer. Sayer's going to take this one down on the chest. Gets the cross in low towards the edge of the box, but cleared away by Everton, though, and Everton now maybe have a chance to try and break on the counter, but Jordan Cullinane-Lybird's going to get there just in time. Just put the ball. In fact, he's really well there. He must have got the double deflection there off the Everton man, and now the player for a Tamworth throw, because I could have sworn there from this angle. Well, that came off Cullinane-Lyburd, but we are obviously on the opposite side of the pitch, Max, next to the cameraman here.
We are. We don't have the best view from this side, but it did look like Cullinane-Lybird's used his body well there to shield that one out of play.
4 changes for Everton happening down below us. It is going to be Samuel Smith making his way off of the pitch for George Finney. It is going to be Bradley Moonan leaving the field to be replaced by Lewis Gardner. It's going to be the number 7 of Akaraki leaving the field of play to be replaced by Callum Bates. And the final change is going to be the number 9 Abere being replaced by the number 18 J.Car Clark. So 4 changes for Everton on the hour mark. We'll have to see how much of an impact having 4 fresh players on the pitch all in one go do for Everton, Max.
Yeah, I think we'll expect to see a step up here from Everton with the 4 changes, 4 sets of fresh legs. You'd imagine they'd turn up the heat just a little bit.
Absolutely, as long ball played out from Leon Phillips. Phillips collects this one on the edge of his area though, as the Everton man now would have been offside if he'd have challenged for the ball. So Cockrell Mollet. There's the ball away for Tamworth. Down the line it goes. Returned back on Tamworth once again. Cleared away by Rye to find McGlinchey on this left-hand side. Now Moles. Inside he goes to Wyatt. But I have to think there that Moles was caught and Tamworth take the free kick quickly. Now Moles once again lays it back to Cockrell Mollet. Moles to the edge of the area to Lynch. Lynch shoots one towards the far post. That was curling in. Keeper pulled his hand back at the last second as he saw it was going wide. But again, Tamworth urged to shoot, and what a chance again from Ollie Lynch.
Well, that was a brilliant bit of build-up play there from Tom McGlinchey to play the ball inside to Ollie Lynch. He used his physicality really well to spin the Everton defender, looking for that far post with the strike, unlucky not to make that one fall.
Yeah, it wasn't too far away, was it? Again from a Tamworth persuasion as they look to put this game to bed and try and double that 1-0 lead. From the back it comes once more, now with Matt Curley. Stops in his tracks, plays the ball back to Cullinane-Lybird's. There's a lot of space on this left-hand side for Tamworth to try and use, but they opt to go down the right and do end up giving the ball away to Everton. So now it's Everton's turn to try and break into the Tamworth half this time and see what they can do. Everton now again just passing the ball amongst themselves in their back lines. Let's see what these Everton subs can do. They look to be all over the pitch so far, from defence to attack. That ball forward though from the 15 Lewis Gardner, not the best. And Tamworth pick up the ball in the midfield once more. Out wide it goes to Sayer. Sayer's got space to run into, but he runs into a dead end in the end. And Tamworth now maybe going to get caught on the break ever so slightly, but again Everton not really capitalising with that counter-attack, Max. And again the ball came across the field of play there and it was behind the 14 George Finney, so he couldn't run onto it to exploit, you know, maybe the little bit of a break they could have had on Tamworth. Instead, taking them a couple extra seconds to stop, turn, reclaim the ball. By time, he had 2 Tamworth men around him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great press from Tamworth, and it was a bit of a miscommunication on the pass there. I think he was looking to move down the line whereas counterpart was looking to play it into feet, and it was a bit of miscom, but they've done well to keep the ball and actually look after it for a good few moments of play there. But Tamworth do look to counter-attack now with McGlinchey. Commentator's curse has given it straight to the Everton player.
Yeah, brand mistake from Tom McGlinchey's. Everton now look to break away, and a fantastic shot across the face of goal, and Everton do get back into this game. And yeah, a mistake from Tom McGlinchey, and Everton now in this one, as the few Everton fans behind the goal there do cheer that one in. Trying to work out who that was who got the goal for the Everton youngsters.
It looked like Braden Graham. I think it was the Everton number 10 there who took the ball on the turn and slotted it home in the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think you're right, Max.
Down to Phillips' left. It was a really unfortunate pass there from McGlinchey. Slightly wayward, picked up by the Everton players, progressed through the middle, and it was a nice finish in that bottom corner.
It was a really nice finish, and it's Everton's best move of the game so far, and it has bared fruit as well. Obviously now a lot to play for in this game, as it is now one apiece with 66 minutes played. Cockerell Mollet now looks to send this one down the line from hand. And just so you know, Max, if this game is all square at the end, it goes straight to penalties.
It's interesting, Stu. I must admit, I do like extra time myself, but it will be a good one to watch if it does go straight to penalties.
Yeah, so there's no extra time, and somebody has to win today, so it goes straight to penalties. A long throw in from Curley, again towards the near post, not fully dealt with and cleared away by Everton properly. Reuben Wyatt for Tamworth recycles this ball back towards the near post, but into the hands of George Pickford. And I believe if you win a penalty shootout, you get 2 points, I believe, in the National League Cup. As Everton now look again to jink and jive their way into the Tamworth box, creating themselves some good space. Another grasping shot towards goal by J. Carr Clark, and that was always rising over, but the Everton substitutes do seem to be making an impact in this one, Max. And again, Clark there, not too far away.
Yeah, some brilliant feet there. It's cutting off the right-hand side. Harvey Sayer-esque onto that left foot. Really unfortunate with the strike. I think he was slightly leaning back, but it was a great bit of build-up play to get into that position to have the shot.
So Leon Phillips will get this game back underway with a goal kick on the edge of his 6-yard box. 67 minutes played. Down the left side of the pitch it goes, flipped on by Lynch, quite directed to McGlinchey. As it is playing back upfield now and heading back towards goal by Cullinane Liebird, into the hands of Leon Phillips. And we will try again from the Tamworth box and the hands of Leon Phillips. Down the left it goes again, headed infield by McGlinchey, but only as far as the blue-shirted Everton defender as he sends the ball back to Pickford again. And Everton now look to be not fully in control of this one, but since they've got that goal, they just seem to be a lot more calm, Max, and they seem to be a lot more methodical and look to be a lot more comfortable out there. Out there.
Absolutely, they're thrown into this game really well, and they're looking really positive every time they have the ball, looking to move it forward, looking to use their width and progress quickly. And I think it's catching some of the Tamworth players off guard a little bit. This step up in tempo is really proving well for them.
I think so. Ollie Lynch now brings the ball away for Tamworth, finds Wyatt. Back towards Rye it goes, before Rye spreads one out wide. A good ball by Joe Rye to find Harvey Sayer. He prods it towards Matt Curley. Curley just cuts inside. He's got Reuben Wyatt inside him, who he uses. Wyatt's got Cockerell Mollet out wide again, who he finds down the left-hand side to McGlinchey. Fantastic give and go from McGlinchey, crossing to the box for Cockerell Mollet, headed by Lynch. Lynch off balance slightly, couldn't quite head that one towards goal. What a fantastic move that was from Tamworth, from one side of the pitch to the other, down that left-hand side, and that fantastic little give and go between Cockerell Mollet and McGlinchey was something to behold.
Superb build-up play there, wasn't it, Stu? And it was a great ball into the box from Cockerell Mollet. Lynch did really well to rise up and win the header, but unfortunate with the finish. Finds the advertising boards.
All back up the other end of the pitch now in the hands of Leon Phillips once more after that Everton long ball out from the back was too far ahead of the strikers. Phillips kicks into the night sky once more over the halfway line. First head, Everton. Second, Tamworth. Then Cockerell, Mollett and McGlinchey combine. The play goes for a Tamworth throw. 70 minutes played here now. As Cockerell Mollett takes ownership of this throw. Throws it down the line with the target of Ollie Lynch, but doesn't quite find the tall Tamworth striker. It's going to go out of play for a Tamworth throw. Apparently not, and the game does continue. To me, that looked like it was clearly over the touchline there, Max, but nothing going from the officials.
I think it was actually a foul on Cockerell Mollett. He seemed to get his foot. Someone seemed to get a foot tangled in there to block his pass and actually collided with him, and he's gone to ground fairly easily, which I thought would be a routine free kick, but the referee wasn't happy with that one.
It did also look like the ball was very out of play as well, and it should have been either a free kick for Tamworth or the throw. Everton look to be making their final change of the game so far. It looks like they are going to be bringing on Jacob Beaumont-Clark. Have to wait and see who the Everton player will be making their way off the pitch when this game does get back underway. Or should I say the game stops for a break, should I say. Tripping over my own words now, Max. That is a late one there from Cockerell Mollett. And he's going to find himself in the book here. I think that's a little bit more frustration there from Callum Cockerell Mollett than anything.
Absolutely, it certainly looked like a reaction challenge there from the first one that he wasn't given. I think he's got his revenge.
I think he has, but he has put Tamworth in a little bit of a sticky predicament, and they've got to defend this free kick. A bit of indecision of who's going to take this free kick for Everton, as there's nobody over there. I think they're trying to get the substitution made first. So for me, that would probably indicate that the free kick will actually be taken by Beaumont-Clark when he comes onto the pitch. That's my inclination anyway, as the number 8, Francis Tambadou for Everton, makes his way to the dugout. He makes his way off, and like I say, Beaumont-Clark will be the one coming on, and he charges directly towards the ball where the free kick will be taken from. So we wait with bated breath now, Max, and to see what Everton can do from this set-piece situation.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an in-swinging ball from the substitute.
Whipped in low towards the penalty spot, repelled by Tamworth initially, further cleared away by McGlinchey, but his ball's picked up on the edge of the Tamworth final third. But Everton send it all the way back to Pickford between the sticks for Everton. Out now to Callum Bates. Everton just again stroking the ball around their back line, just trying to see what they can do, to see if they can take control of this game. In a half that I would probably say, in fairness, Max, Everton have been the team, certainly they've been more in control of the second half than they were in the first. I'd say it's been a little bit more even. Tamworth still had good chances going forward, but Everton have certainly grown into this game, and the substitutions have certainly helped them no end, get a little bit more joy and light out of this one.
Yeah, they're really showing their quality now in the second half. Those 5 substitutions have been key to their success. They certainly have turned up the tempo in this game. They're looking to progress the ball a lot quicker, trying to take a bit of control over it. Tamworth haven't dominated the ball for large portions of the first half. Everton looking to be switching that around this half to try and get a few more chances on goal and to get that winner.
Yeah, Tamworth are making a change now, and it is actually Callum Cockerell Mollett making his way off the pitch. Kennedy Deegi coming on, so that means that Matt Curley is going to drop into left back to replace where Cockerell Mollett was, and Kennedy Deegi going into centre back with Conrad Liebert and Joe Rye going across to right back, where we've seen him feature a couple of times as a substitute this season so far. So a bit of a rejig around the Tamworth back line. Obviously, Callum Cockerell Mollett coming back from injury, so not probably got 90 minutes in the tank as of yet. Throw in then from Matt Curley. Repelled initially, but picked up by Reuben White. He sends it into the night sky, brought down by McGlinchey, but further headed away by Everton when the ball bounces back up. Deege's first touch of the game was to put the ball out of play for an Everton throw, and that was not his intended probably option, but in turn that is what happened. 15 minutes to go. Don't forget, listeners, if this game finishes all square at 90 minutes, it will go directly to a penalty shootout. And back underway then from the touchline from the Everton throw, headed back into the Everton half by Tamworth. It's now Wyatt for the Lambs. He plays one out wide, a fantastic ball to pick up McGlinchey. McGlinchey cuts on the inside, sends it back out wide now to Matt Curley. Matt Curley cuts on his other foot, gets one into the box, headed away at first by Everton, but it's sent back outside to Curley for a second chance now to whip this one in with the right foot, but it's a short pass towards McGlinchey. Now Wyatt back out to Curley again. Good sustained pressure from the Lambs at the minute. It's now Milnes. Milnes gets one low, and that's poor from Ben Milnes, but it's repelled by Everton. Not the best of clearances from them. Straight out of play for a Tamworth throw, and Tamworth really still in the ascendancy if they can get this throw in right from Curley, which unfortunately down the line it goes and given away to the away team. But a good spell of pressure there, Max, from Tamworth.
Absolutely, they're building well with the ball. I just think there was a bit of frustration there. Everton sitting a bit of a deeper low block for that attack, and I think Tamworth got a bit frustrated not being able to break it down, and some wayward passes unfortunately cost them the attack.
Yeah, some good play again there from Tamworth to bring the ball back. A little push in the back there on McGlinchey gives Tamworth a free kick. And again, just the two hands in the back there of the Tamworth man, enough to make him go down. Free kick taken by Deege. It's going to be a little bit too far ahead of Lynch. No, Lynch just keeps it in play. But Everton get the better of it in the end and clear the ball up towards the halfway line. Deege gets there first. Can't find a Tamworth man though. Curley tries to challenge for the ball but fouls his counterpart of Beaumont Clark. Everton again get the game underway quickly. I feel like we're just waiting for a spark in this second half, Max, of brilliance from either team to, particularly get the winner in this one. I feel like both teams are going to go for it. I don't think either team probably fancy a penalty shootout too much, in fairness.
No, chances certainly have calmed down in this game. I think both teams are getting the ball to that final third, but have not had any clear-cut chances on goal as of yet. Since that Everton equaliser, it's been relatively quiet in the penalty area, Stu.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? And, both teams have been defending well, but also equally both teams have not looked the best in the final third. Certainly since Everton got that equaliser, neither keeper's really had any real save to make so far. It's now Wyatt. He's dispossessed in the midfield as Everton now look to break away. Good chance for them to get forward. Not defended as well by Tamworth, was it? Yeah. Excuse me, one moment. That wasn't the best of defending by Tamworth, and now Leon Phillips has come out to claim that one and collided with the Everton youngster, and now Leon Phillips seems to be in some discomfort down on the ground, and Tamworth without a keeper on the bench and equally no substitutions left to make anyway. It could be a kind of trouble for the Lambs, Max.
Yeah, I'm unsure what happened there in the box. There was a clear collision between Phillips and the Everton player. As you say, there is no goalkeeper currently on the bench, and Phillips looks to be in some discomfort. Being treated by the physio, though.
Well, initially there was the challenge going, and I believe it was Kennedy Deege. It wasn't the best of challenges from him. The Everton man did get goal side and looked to get a touch on the ball first, but Leon Phillips came out to close out the angle, as you would expect from the Tamworth keeper, and just then he collided with the Everton number 18 J. Carr Clark, But yeah, Leon Phillips in a heap on the floor, and now the two Everton physios actually heading over to administer some help to the Tamworth physio Beth Willman as well, which is always good to see. But they are lying down, holding Leon's neck in place. So I'm not sure if it's concussion protocol or neck injury protocol or what is at the minute, but hopefully we're not going to be in the same predicament, Max, of what we had in the previous National League Cup game against Manchester United when that one got abandoned.
Yeah, I must admit, Stu, the longer that the Tamworth keeper Phillips is on the floor here, we are starting to get concerned as to the severity of this injury. He doesn't seem to be doing too much movement yet, and is being seen to by both the Tamworth and Everton physios. They do seem to be signalling towards the bench though, but we don't know as of yet what the state of that is.
Yeah, again, like I said, Tamworth with no keeper on the bench, but equally no substitutes left to be made anyway. We've used all 5 so far. So yeah, it's a worrying time for Tamworth and Leon Phillips. Although he is now sat back up to a vertical base. But the question for me though, Max, is yes, he might be okay initially to, get back up to his feet, but is he okay to continue this game? And if he can't, Tamworth may have to put a player in goal and finish this game out with 10 men.
Yeah, that certainly would have been an interesting scenario for the Tamworth team and Andy Peaks to face in this fixture. We're coming towards the dying embers of this game, and it is currently all square. Now, you do have to think here, do these sorts of scenarios get prepared for when looking at your prep for matches? And is this a scenario, do you think that Andy Peaks will have covered in the preparation early in the week?
I don't think so, in fairness. I don't think it's something that you usually would look for. Maybe you potentially have a player that would go in goal in a league game. But when you've got your squad mainly made up of the, players coming back from injury, the fringe players, I don't think it's something you probably, have down on your selection sheet of, what if this happens? Like I say, Leon Phillips is sat up and talking to the physio staff.
However, notably, his gloves have come off, Stu.
Yeah, his gloves are off, aren't they? I don't think he'll be continuing this game. It just is what happens next is the big question in total honesty. Like I said, Tamworth can't make any changes. We've made all 5. I don't think the rules are different for the National League Cup. I don't think it's as many as you want, sort of thing. But yeah, there just seemed to be a lot of concern going on. Leon Phillips is back up to his feet and actually does appear to be putting his gloves back on, Max.
Well, it's a great sign to see. It's not a scenario that you would expect to face in games, and I can guarantee you it's not a scenario that Andy Peaks would like to be involved with in this game. It is positive that he looks to be putting his gloves back on, and it seems like he's going to be carrying on, which is a great result for Tamworth and him himself.
Yeah, and a bit shout out to the Everton medical staff as well, who assisted Tamworth physio Beth Wilmot there in making sure that Leon Phillips was completely okay. And I do believe we're going to get this game back underway now with what will be a goal kick to Tamworth and Leon Phillips. And I think the most promising sign is that he's not signalled for anybody to come and take this kick, so he must be okay enough to continue kicking and so on. So the referee signals this game can get back underway. Phillips with a monstrous kick into the night sky up over the halfway line. Further cleared away by Deege. Brought down initially by Lynch, and he's fouled. Tamworth have a free kick on the edge of the Everton area. 84 minutes played here, but there is going to be an allotted amount of added on time for that injury that we've just seen to Tamworth's Leon Phillips. So what can Tamworth do from this dead ball situation? There's going to be Harvey Sayer and Ben Milnes both standing over this one. I imagine this is going to be whipped towards the far post, no matter who gets the final touch on this ball. And I don't imagine anyone's going to go for goal from here, but we don't know that. So let's see. Left by Sayer, whipped in by Milnes towards the far post and stabbed into the back of the net by Tamworth. Tamworth get their second goal. Fantastic free kick routine from the Lambs. And the game turned on its head there, Max. Fantastic dummy from Sayer, whipped into the far post by Ben Milnes. And I think it was Ollie Lynch who got the final touch on that one to prod it past George Pickford to give Tamworth the lead in this one once again.
It absolutely was, Stu. It was a brilliant move there from Tamworth. Harvey Sayer with the dummy. Ben Milnes, the refreshing, brilliant ball towards the back post. Ollie Lynch did really well to peel off his man there, get the first contact and stroke it into the corner. Tamworth now lead 2-1.
Yeah, and that is Ollie Lynch's first, you could say, official goal for the club. He got one as a trialist against Aston Villa, I believe it was, in pre-season. But as an out-and-out Tamworth player, it's his first goal for the club. And what do you expect Everton to do now, Max? Do you expect them to throw the proverbial apple cart at this one to try and, you know, get something out of this?
Well, I think there's only two words to describe it, Stu, and I think that is Hail Mary. I think they're going to be going for this one. Definitely the ball is going to be kept into the Tamworth half. Certainly going to look to use their width and get that ball whipped into the box. It's going to be exciting last 10 minutes, Stu.
Yeah, it is. We say that. There's actually only 4 minutes of the 90 left to go, but Leon Phillips was down for a good 5 minutes. So, and there's been a whole host of substitutions as well. So there's at least 10 minutes, if not more, left to go here at the moment as Everton get one into the box. It's repelled by Tamworth. Everton still in the ascendancy at the moment, though. Looking to heap more pressure on that Tamworth backline, trying to get themselves back into this game. That much so that ball was overhit down the line and rolls off the Everton winger's boot and out of play for a Tamworth throw. What a reaction, though, really, Max, in fairness. After being been pegged back, got a large chunk of play out where, you know, you're not really knowing what's happening to your keeper, who's just picked up a bit of a knock. Thankfully, obviously, said Leon Phillips is okay. But then almost instantly going up the upper end of the pitch, winning a free kick in a dangerous position and creating some magic there to retake the lead in this one with literally minutes to go of the 90.
Absolutely, it was great all round here, and it was really nice to see a Tamworth set piece make its way towards the back post. There's been several chances in this game for Tamworth to put the ball into the box and to trouble the keeper. So many have not connected, and so many deliveries have been poor in this game. But it was a great ball towards the back post from Ben Milnes, a lovely dummy from Harvey Sayer. And you've got to give credit to Lynch. It was a striker's goal. He's managed to peel off his defender so well and get the first contact and get a touch on the ball and guide it so nicely into the far post.
Yeah, and I think it'll be good for Lynch as well going forward, because now he's got his goal, his confidence is probably going to be up as well. You know, Manu Duku is tend to be favoured so far, you know, in the league to get starts, and Duku has scored 4 goals in the National League so far. But maybe if, you know, Lynch, he's now got his tail up a little bit, he's that more hungry, maybe he can, you know, try and stake a claim to fight a place for Manu Duku.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only positive for Lynch there to get that goal in a game where he's been given his chance and he's taken it, hasn't he, Stu? He's had a good game overall as well. He's used his physicality really well. But that goal just seals the deal for him, and I definitely think that's now going to be a decision for Andy Peake, who typically likes to keep his squads in winning ways. It's going to be an interesting decision moving into the weekend, whether Lynch gets some more minutes.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Obviously, Tamworth face Yeovil at the weekend, who recently sacked their manager Mark Cooper, previous star of Tamworth and previous Tamworth manager as well. So they are now, I believe they've appointed a new manager in recent games. So, you know, we'll see what Yeovil will bring here to Staffordshire on Saturday. But back to tonight's action, and it is a Tamworth throw with Matt Curley down that left-hand side. First contact is from Lynch, but he can't direct it towards a teammate. Everton clear it towards the halfway line, but it's returned straight away by Kennedy Deagy. Everton do pick up that first ball there, or the second ball I should say. Looking to try and get it out of their own half at the minute, trying to football their way through the Tamworth midfield. Good little turn on the spot there by Callum Bates. He finds a teammate in Gardner. back into Bates once more. At the minute, Everton and a lot of the ball, Max, but again, Tamworth sit with that low block and making it difficult for Everton to try and get through. And a missed kick there by Cullinan Liebert as he looked to try and John Smith Avitt style that one up the front of the pitch, and in turn balloons it over his own head and out of play from Everton corner. So defending to do for the Lambs.
Yeah, it's been an interesting last few minutes for the Everton players here. You typically see when teams go a goal down so late into the game, they attempt to just get the ball into the box. But Everton have remained patient and playing some nice football. And they managed to win themselves a corner.
Yeah, a totally uncontested, chance at that corner as well, as it comes in now towards the far post. Appeals from the Everton fans behind the goal, but that should be a penalty for a foul there on Luca Davis. But again, the officials not swayed by that one. I just have to recorrect my words ever so slightly from before that corner came in. A totally unforced corner, should I say, that Everton won.
It was, Duke. It was. A fortunate miss kick there.
It was. I tripped over my own words again there, ever so slightly.
For all we knew, Stu meant it.
Well, you may have done. We'll wait and see, as we are now into added on time here. Leon Phillips then to take this goal kick up over the halfway line. We go once again, heading out of play for what will be a Tamworth throw on the halfway line, directly below us here in the filming gantry here at the Lamp. I've seen the board go up now, it's dragging on time, I must admit.
No, nor have I, Stu, and we suspect there to be several added minutes onto that ball tonight, as we've had the several substitutions have been made and the Phillips injury. A yellow card has just been shown to Jacob Bowman-Clark, the Everton substitute. I can only assume that is for a little bit of dissent once again, but Tamworth do have a free kick in a similar sort of position to the one they had a few moments ago. It is a little bit further out, but I think in turn it is a very similar sort of angle for Ben Milnes and Harvey Sayer to come up with something once again from this dead ball situation. So carbon copy almost of a few moments ago. What can Tamworth do here? It is Sayer and Milnes again standing over this one. As we just wait with bated breath as the referee organises the players on the edge of the box. There's not too many fisticuffs going on as he keeps an eye on the movement. Left the game by Sayer, so it will be Milnes to whip this one in high towards the far post. Actually, there was a infringement there somewhere in the box, but the header towards goal actually looked like it was from an Everton player there, Max. Yeah, I think it was a bit of a misheader there, Stu. It looked like it was attempted to clear it up the pitch and ended up putting it into the advertising box by his own goal.
Everton do look to try and break on Tamworth straight away down the other end, and they do manage to get the ball into the box, and Cullinan Liebert just again clears that one out any old fashioned for what will be an Everton corner. It's the case to now just hang on and defend these last few moments of play. 3 minutes into added on time so far, of which amount we unfortunately did not see on any board below us. But Everton do have a chance to whip this one in from the corner quadrant once more. What will down to be one of the last chances of the game. Towards the far post it goes. Headed behind for another another Everton corner. On our near side this time. It is going to be the 17, Beaumont-Clark, to in-swing this one in once again from the corner quadrant. In the cross-street corner of the ground here at the Old Taylor Group Community Stadium at the Lamp. By the time we've lead this one 2-1. Low towards the near post. Is that going to be as given as a foul, or is that going to be a retake of the corner? I think it's going to be a retake of the corner, but the referee not happy with something going on there. So talking to, I think it's going to be for the two players currently with the referee. I think that's Ben Milnes for Tamworth. And the 14 of George Finney for Everton. It looks like we're going to get a second attempt now for Everton to bring this corner in. Now, the one that they got halted was low towards the near post. This one's made the high arc towards the back post, and finally the referee blows for a foul there in the box at one of the Tamworth defenders, Max.
Yeah, the referee definitely was paying a lot of attention to the box there. There was all sorts going on from what we could see. The corner was halted initially. And I must pause, Stu, because it's been a red card in this game.
I can only say that's got to be for dissent. Could be nothing else. That was completely off the ball. I think it was the 15, Louis Gardner. He's got to have said something to the referee. He's leaving the field of play. The Everton players surround the referee, not happy with the decision, but again, I can't see there being anything else at all. It was completely off the ball incident, waiting for the Tamworth goal kick to be made by Leon Phillips. The referee halted play, and it's actually, the number 3 for Everton, Ali Thomas. And yeah, he's going for an early shower, Max.
Yeah, from what we could see up in the gantry, he was having a conversation with the referee, although it was brief. The referee said something he didn't like, and he did not hesitate to pull out the red card there.
Yeah, the referee coming over to book somebody on the Everton bench now as well. And he looks completely bemused, and he doesn't really understand why he's been shown that yellow card. From referee Richie Watkins. He's smiling to himself down below. The Everton manager, I presume that's who it is down there, and Paul Tate. This is going finally back underway now with the free kick from Leon Phillips. Everton hook one down the line once again. Deagy in control of that one, heads it into the air. Not the best of clearances though again, and he has to hook it out of play for an Everton throw. Tamworth doing these things defensively the hard way at the minute to hang on to this one, Max.
Yeah, it was a bit shaky there from Deagy. The number 10 for Everton was lining up to fire one goal bound, but he has just managed to get in the way and poke it out for another corner. Let's hope this one can make its way into the box without a foul.
So Everton look to whip this one in 7 minutes into added on time towards the near post, headed away by Tamworth. Hooked away by Moles into the night sky, up towards Lynch. Everton do send it back into the Tamworth half though. Headed away, I should say cleared away by Everton. Lynch keeps that one in. But Lynch has gone down feeling something there with his lower hip section as Everton look to break away into the Tamworth box. There's a clear pull on the back there of Matt Curley, the back of his shirt. The referee all of a sudden directly in front of that. Not signalling though, and that was a clear tug on the shirt of Matt Curley there, Max.
Yeah, I'm unsure what the referee's seen there, but he didn't seem to have anything wrong with what he was viewing.
But it's not the referee though, for me, it's the assistant who was literally 2 yards away from it and didn't signal anything. It was a clear tug in the back of the shirt.
Yeah, I'm unsure what the refereeing decision was, but the game moves on with Everton on the left-hand side.
Yeah, the clock still wears down into the 8th minute of added on time here as the ball whipped into the box. Leon Phillips doesn't claim that one convincingly. It's rasped away, and Tamworth now look to finally clear the ball away. And finally the full-time whistle goes here, and Tamworth have won against Everton 2-1 in the National League Cup, and they take all 3 points in this group stage. Tamworth's first real outing in the National League Cup this season is with a win, and the only concerning thing there is potentially Ollie Lynch there picking up a bit of a tweak over to the hamstring or the hip there, Matt, in the dynamics of the game.
Yeah, I think it was a really wayward clearance out to this left-hand side, and Lynch attempted to keep it in off the chest. And I think while doing that, he's potentially pulled up something there. Seems to be holding that left leg quite intensely. But this game has come to an end. Tamworth have seen themselves on the victorious end.
Yeah, it was a good performance, wasn't it? To be fair, you know, Everton weren't the best in the first half. Tamworth did capitalise on that, maybe. Should have had a couple more goals, or at least got another one. But, you know, at the start of the second half, Everton looked to change their game plan. They looked to be a little bit more direct. They looked a little bit more confident on the ball. And they did actually score themselves a really clinical, fantastic goal as well. And to be honest, after that goal, they looked to be, you know, largely in control of the game. And it wasn't really until there was that foul on Leon Phillips, where Leon looked to have taken a bit of a knock, and there was concern whether he would actually finish the game out or not. That, you know, Tamworth spurred into life, got that second goal from a fantastic free kick routine you know, combining Harvey Sayer, Ben Milnes, and the final goal scorer for Tamworth, Ollie Lynch, that, you know, Tamworth looked to see the game out in a rather spectacular fashion. There was a few chances and flurries on goal from Everton in the end, as there was a lot of onslaughts of corners and so on, but again, that's the finishing prowess for me, Everton, this evening. The best chance of the game they created, they scored from, but, you know, from the rest of that, Leon Phillips hasn't really had many saves to make.